Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show here on KOXE. I am Derek Stuckley, along with Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director Sammy Burnett. We're a couple of days closer to the second game of the season, so how you feeling, Coach?
I'm feeling good. You know, our kids have had a great week of practice. The last 3 days have been good. Our kids are real attentive, and they have a strong desire to get in the win column, and they're doing what we ask them to do, learning on the fly, watching a lot of film, really pushing each other hard in practice, so I'm really pleased with them. You know, we're playing a Marble Falls team that's dropping down from 5A Division II to 4 Division I. They went 4 rounds deep last year. They're ranked in the top 15 in the state. They're a good football team. You can compare them to Liberty Hill. You know, they're a Liberty Hill type team. I think their offense coordinator's from Liberty Hill. I had been there, so he's a disciple of that system. They're a wing T, a slot T team, wing T, and they're really good at what they do. I mean, they're trying to get 3 yards and don't mind going for it on 4th down. They're going to keep the ball out of your hands if they can, and limit your possessions on offense. So defensively, we're going to try to do what we can do to get them 3 and out, get off the field. Offensively, you know, we're going to have to capitalize on our opportunities. You know, that's something we didn't do last Friday night. We had multiple opportunities in the second half to score and just didn't get it done. We're going to have to fix that this week if we want to have an opportunity to be in the game and be successful. We're going to have to play really hard and really physical. Their quarterback actually is their quarterback. He plays safety. He's punt returner, kick returner. He was actually a starting guard for him last year. But he's a real athletic kid. They got some great deep, offensive linemen. They do a good job of staying low and trying to drive you out the football. And then on the defensive side, they got some good linemen up front and a lot of fast kids in the secondary that really force the run and drop and cover their zones and pass really well. So we'll have our hands full, but we're ready for the opportunity, ready for the challenge to keep getting where we need to be so we can be successful in district games.
Know that Marble Falls beat Pflugerville Conley 52-7 last week. I guess what stood out on that film?
You know, just their overwhelming defense. I mean, they force a lot of turnovers. I mean, Pflugerville fumbled probably 6-7 times, and of course they capitalize on it. When you give them a 20-yard field, it doesn't take them long to score. So they were very opportunistic when they had those turnovers and did a good job of creating them. I mean, Pflugerville went down and scored on the first drive pretty easily, and then from that point on, Marble Falls shut them down, and there wasn't anything that Pflugerville could do to stop their offense. So, like I said, they're a high-powered offense. They are, like I said, under center, a lot of trickery, a lot of eye candy with motions and things like that. Our kids got to be real disciplined to read their keys and do what they're asked to do. And those few times that they do throw the football, you better be prepared because they usually get people on it because they lull you to sleep. They'll just lull you to sleep and then pop you with a big passing play. So we got to be extremely disciplined and do what we've been coached to do, and go out there and play with great passion and be very physical.
You mentioned the offense capitalizing on opportunities this week. What else do you want to see out of the offense that maybe you didn't see last week?
Man, we just got to quit stepping on our own feet. You know, don't bust assignments up front. Make sure we're protecting when we want to throw the ball. Make sure we're running our routes properly and carrying those to the right distances. You know, if we carry our route too far, it messes up the timing of the play. It's difficult for the quarterback. Gives the defense a better opportunity to be successful and close on your receivers. So just refine what we're doing and make sure that every snap that we're focused on what our job is and to do our job and keep the chains moving and stay in front of the chains.
Defense, we talked last week about the improvement from the first half to the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Now from the first game to the second game, what are the main things you're wanting to see?
I want us to be physical, of course, but I want to see us be sure tacklers. I mean, the first half of last week's game, we missed plenty of tackles that gave them great opportunities. And just also know what your assignment is. You know, do your job and know that your teammate is going to be beside you doing his. Don't try to, about the time we start second guessing and want to try to do someone else's job, that's when the rest of the team gets hurt. So you got to be real disciplined at what we're doing. Make sure you're taking care of your gap and handling your assignment, and then allow your teammates to do their job too. So trust in your teammates and then be physical and be sure tacklers. We've really been working on that this week. And like I said, our kids are phenomenal. I mean, their attitudes are outstanding, and they want to be successful. And, you know, our hope is that we're successful this week. But bottom line is this: let's get better from week 1 to week 2. We can't worry about winning and losing. You got to worry about playing the game and playing it your way and beating the opponent within yourself, not worry about the opponent you're facing. We tell our kids all the time, it's not who we play, it's how we play. And that's what we got to focus on is how we play. And if we do that, we'll be fine and we'll be up on the scoreboard and we can be successful.
Of course, had a couple of special teams miscues this past Friday. I guess how was that going in practice this week?
The snap over the head, like I said, Jason Jackson's been our snapper for 3 years. That's the first time he's done that. We talked about it last week. And when you watch film and he snaps the ball from the end zone view, you can tell he looks back immediately like, oh, no. And it just happened, So in practice, he's been diligently working on it, getting extra snaps. I mean, he wants to be successful. He takes ownership in that snap, and he's out there trying to improve every day in his snaps, and he's done an outstanding job. It just so happened that we snapped one over our head last week. I don't think it's going to happen again, but, they're kids. Kids make mistakes. We're adults. We make mistakes. So there's no shun on him. He's out there doing the best he can, and he really worked on that. And then also we changed spoke with Matt McCrane a lot about our snapper, holder, kicker for the field goals and extra point things because those points are huge. We missed a field goal, and it really wasn't Junior's fault. We want to blame the kicker, but it still has to do with the snap and the hold, and we didn't really get the ball placed on the tee like we should have, so it sort of fell forward, and it was leaning the wrong direction, which forced the miss left. So Case Markham's really been working on his approach to his stance, and it's not really a stance, it's crouch, I guess, and how he places himself to hold the ball so that Junior can be successful when he kicked it. And like I say, I thank Matt McCrane and his expertise in helping us in that area, and look forward to more success there. But like I said, there's nobody working harder than those kids. They want to be successful, and they're doing whatever they have to do to try to ensure that they're not going to make those mistakes again. So I tip my hat to them. I'm really proud of them. We've had a great week, and we're excited. I mean, we feel we're going down there to win, just like we thought we were going to win last week, and we let it slip away, and that's our fault. And we take ownership in that, and it's our job to go and fix that. So that's what our kids have done, and I couldn't be more prouder of them, and I'm ready to get on that bus and head to Marble Falls and play Friday night. But before we do that, we have sub-varsity games as well. Marble Falls will travel to Brownwood. We'll play at Gordonwood Stadium at 5 and 6:30 with our freshman maroon team, and then followed by our JV. And then, of course, our sophomore team is traveling to Comanche and playing Comanche's JV over there. That game is going to be at 5 o'clock. And just a reminder, tickets for both of those games can be purchased at brownwoodisd.org. Go to the athletic page. Both of those links will be up so that you can click on those links and purchase your ticket. Sorry, I'm stumbling.
You sound like me.
I know it. If you do not go online, brownwoodisd.org, go to athletics and click on that link. If you do show up at the game, you'll be able to purchase a ticket, but the only way you can do that is through a device that allows you to scan a QR code and make that payment. They won't take any cash. They won't take anything like that. So you have to have a device if you're at the game and you do not have a ticket, or if you're coming from out of town and you show up, but you have to have a device that allows you to scan the QR code and purchase a ticket that way. So I want to make sure everybody understands that and does that so they can get into the ball game.
Yeah, and sub-varsity team started strong last week.
Yeah, they did. Our combined team, our sophomore team, did extremely well. They're excited about what they're doing. They're getting to play a lot of plays, and we have those teams for that. And they're going to go over to Comanche. They're going to play a good JV team, and they're always sort of behind the 8 ball with them because they got some freshmen and sophomores on that team, and they play a little older guys. But, man, those kids get out there and fight, and I'm excited to see how they do. And then, of course, with Marble Falls coming to town, and we want to set the tone for Friday like they did last week. I mean, they did an outstanding job. Winning 3 in a row. Our freshman and JV team have been practicing extremely hard. They want to be successful. They want to keep that record going. So if we can set the tone again or set the table again for a Friday night sweep, that would be really nice. And that's sort of what we're hoping to do. So that's here. I get to see them play this week, so I'm excited about those two groups as well.
All right. Well, we had some other sports that played earlier this week, and we'll have games later this week. So
yeah, volleyball played last night against Clyde. Very good Clyde team. I don't know what their classifications are when it comes to age of their kids, but it looked like they had a lot of senior leadership, a lot of tall girls that really knew. You could tell they played volleyball together a long time, and they were extremely successful. Our girls started off strong. What I like about our girls is we're young, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to make sure I phrase it properly so that it doesn't get misconstrued like it has in the past. Their senior class is low in numbers, which makes us not as mature in what we're doing as we play. There's not as much experience out there. We got great leadership from the 3 seniors that we have. But to be able to compete at the highest level, you need to have a majority of seniors that have a lot of experience that can help lead those younger ones. But those three girls, senior girls that are out there playing, helping those young juniors and sophomores, we got a lot of sophomores playing for us, so they're going through their growing pains and trying to figure themselves out. But I tell you what, they play extremely hard. They enjoy playing with each other, and they never quit. And that's what you need to be successful. And it may not happen now, but it definitely happen in the future. So I tip my hat to them for going out there and competing. They're trying to play in every game. They give themselves opportunities to win those games. They just fell short against a really good Clyde team. I was really impressed. Probably one of the better teams I've seen our girls play this year. I wasn't able to see the San Angelo Central match. It was in San Angelo, and I know they're ranked in the top 20 and 6A, but that was a really strong Clyde team that we saw last night.
And I think we also have a couple of freshmen up on the varsity.
Yeah, so like I said, they're young. It's hard to be successful when you don't have a strong senior class, and I'm going to say that again. What I mean by that, when you have numbers, girls that playing a lot, most of your younger kids are watching and learning and developing through those older groups. But right now we have a bunch of younger girls out there trying to play with the three seniors that we have, and those three seniors are leading, and they're doing a good job, and they're having to mentor and teach those younger girls to play at that high level. No different than when we played the other night. We had a lot of younger guys on the field that saw Friday Night Lights for the first time. We're thankful that we have a bunch of numbers, a bunch of guys in the senior class that are helping educate those guys and helping, form them to be strong in what they believe in themselves and in just leadership they're showing. So I know that those girls will continue to work and continue to grind, and they'll be successful.
Okay. So what else do we have coming up this week?
Let's see. We got the football games on Thursday, which we just talked about. The volleyball match versus Ballinger in Ballinger has been canceled. They called and canceled that game, so we have not. Coach is trying to pick up games for them, but as of right now, we don't have anything for them.
Okay. All right. So, of course, Friday night again, we're at Marble Falls. Any last thoughts on the game?
No, like I said, please come out and support. Take an umbrella. It may rain. We're going to prepare for that as well, but our kids have worked extremely hard. We sure like to get in the win column. That's our goal, and that's what we plan on doing. But to continue support from the community for our kids, I wish, every once in a while you come out and watch practice because it's amazing to see our kids work at the level that they're working at. They're different. They want to be uncommon. They want to be successful, and I know without a shadow of a doubt, by the time this season wraps up, we're going to be successful because their desire. So I'm really pleased with them, and like I said, we're going to go over and we're going to get after Marble Falls and hope to come up with a win.
Okay. One more thing I forgot to ask you: health situation. How's that looking right now?
Right now, we still Jalen Brown will be back. I don't know how much he's going to play. It's going to be based on him and how his ankle's feeling. Ike's has a little ankle situation going. Colin Anderson has a little ankle situation going. Jason Jackson has a banged-up knee, but he's been working through that. I still Dryden went to the doctor today. I haven't got any feedback from that yet until we get his MRI read. But best case scenario, it's MCL, something like that he may be able to get through for several weeks and come back. But our fear is that it's an ACL, and if it's an ACL, he's going to be out for the season. He's a great kid. He's worked extremely hard in the off season, and through 7-on-7, he's worked his way into where he was elected a captain. And matter of fact, it got the most votes of all of our captains, and it just shows what kind of character kid and what kind of work ethic he has. So, praying for the best for him. My heart goes out to him because he's worked so hard for his senior year, and there's an opportunity that it may be done. But I can tell you this, and like I tell our kids, you never know when the next play could be your last play. And I tell you this, the last play, if it is his last play of this season, he was going 100 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. So there's no regrets from him. He's got a great attitude still, smile on his face. He's still a captain for us, and he's still going to help lead our team. If it is in a different role, it is. So we're banged up a little bit, and then, of course, with Dryden, we're praying for the best. But, our prayers that we stay healthy and we can get through the preseason and get the district healthy and not lose any more kids and have an opportunity to make that run.
Okay. All right. Anything else today, Coach?
Yeah, let's thank those that make this show possible. Auto Glass Magic, Brenner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bond Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Everett Jones Investments, Henrik Medical, Howe Enterprises, Humphrey Peets, Heartland Funeral Home, Landmark Life, MC Bank, Painter & Johnson Associates, Smith & Sharp Agency, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Tees.
All right, we'll be back Monday to review the Marble Falls game, look ahead to the Burnett game. This has been the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show here on KOXE, KOXE.com, the KOXE app, and the KOXE Facebook pages.
Have a great day, Brownwood.